Afternoon. It's Bethany with Ingrained Nutrition Therapy, and I just wanted to come back with some more natural stress survival strategies. And today we're talking about connection. So it's interesting when I started Ingrained and when I work with my clients, we talk about the 7 foundations of a sustainably wholesome lifestyle. And the sixth of the foundations that I talk about is connection with other people. I was doing a little bit more digging today, though, on connection. And even though I know some of the things that I talk about, it's good to be reminded that even in scientific studies that they support the benefit of connection with other people and its role in relationship, even to our immune health. So I wanted to share a few things that I read about today and do a little bit more of a kind of a nerd out scientific data report for you, just to encourage you in some practical ways as well to connect with other people. So this is going to directly play into stress and anxiety because as we connect with other people, we have a release of a hormone that's called oxytocin. And some of you may know oxytocin is the hormone that's released during breastfeeding. So as mother and child cuddle and snuggle, that's something that is released that's good, beneficial for the mother's body, and helps her to nurture her baby. It's also the hormone that's released during intimacy. So that's another one of the wonderful benefits of intimacy. And we also, though, it can experience that through petting an animal like a dog or cat or whatever animal lives with you that you are not afraid of. And hugging other people, just our children or friends. Unfortunately, due to social distancing, we're having to move away from that a little bit. And some of you may not even be huggy type people. But the connection, the physical connection with other people are so important. So if you are in a house with people and you've been with your family, you've been exposed to them and you're isolating and quarantining together, this is a really good time for you to stay connected. So even hugging 3 points of the day, morning, noon, and before you go to bed for at least 10 to 15 seconds is going to be important for the release of that oxytocin. One of the other things that we know is that oxytocin helps calm fears. It helps calm down those neurotransmitters that are elevated with stress, things like norepinephrine. So when we calm down that fear response, that helps our body to even slow down blood pressure, which was one of the things that goes up when we're stressed out. So good news for some of you who are quarantining by yourselves. Still want to be able to enforce the social isolation if we have to, but if you have a pet, that's a great thing. But you can also buy a stuffed animal, or if you have one at your house that's your favorite thing. Studies have even shown that petting something that's inanimate but resembles a physical touch from a human can be calming to us. So that's why some of my children love their favorite stuffed animals and they go to bed with them at night. I have a little boy who has a big teddy bear named Fatty Acid. And it's our big joke because I'm a dietitian, obviously, and I talk a lot about things nutrition related, and his big brother named his pet teddy bear for him. So order a stuffed animal from Amazon if you don't have anybody else to give you a hug. But it's a good way for us to address our emotional health with very real aspects besides just eating really good food and movement. And some of the things that we've already talked about. But one of the studies was talking about even the effects upon immunity with, I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. A study of over 400 adults researching the chance that someone would get sick did a study and noticed much less severity of symptoms for people who had social support and I think even hugging than people who did not. So even if you're not physically able to connect with someone else, one thing that you can do that's so easy is instead of just texting someone, pick up the phone and call them. That's going to increase your sense of support from just to hear someone's voice, or take a step forward and FaceTime someone. And have a conversation there. Maybe it's your grandchildren, maybe it's a friend you haven't connected with in a while, people that bring you joy and that make you feel supported during this time, reach out. Another great thing that I love to do is to write letters to someone, and maybe someone writes you a letter back. Something about writing that out is also calming and relaxing, and knowing that you're giving something to someone else that they will value can also help you and help you to be calm. And I love having tea time. So I'm going to miss having tea time with some of my friends, hot tea, some treats, but you can have a virtual tea time as well. So one thing you can do is pick a time in the afternoon. 4 o'clock is great. Know that each of you are going to grab your cup of tea or whatever your favorite beverage is, maybe a snack, and get together and chat for 15 to 20 minutes about what's going on in your day, and try to find something that you are both enjoying to talk about. Maybe it's a book that you've been reading, or a TV show you've been watching, or a new hobby you've been trying out. Use it as a time for maybe positive encouragement, but just knowing that you have someone else to support you is going to really help increase your immunity and help decrease your anxiety levels. One thing that I've been doing with where I go to church is the women have been getting together, and we have about, I think, at least 10 of us, and we did a big Zoom meeting. So if you are connected with a group, make sure that you go ahead and find that time to connect with each other virtually if you can. I know technology can be intimidating, but someone in the group is bound to be able to figure that one out. And make it a priority to stay connected with the groups that you already love to be part of. Just make it go virtual. And if you are one who tends to live a little bit more isolated, maybe reach out to some people who are probably also feeling isolated and see if you can arrange a time to meet together virtually. I think it's going to be a very important part of our thriving during this quarantine time, instead of leading more into depression and anxiety, which is already running rampant, or with a lot of people that I hear from whose physical symptoms are even getting worse because of anxiety. So take some time to connect with someone today. And I'd love for you to drop a comment below about some creative ways that you found to connect with other people in your life and ways that you find that beneficial. And I'm also going to leave a link for my very favorite stuffed animal to order that we ordered for my children a few weeks ago. So I hope you have a good afternoon, and stay tuned tomorrow as we talk about the final part of our series on natural stress strategies, which is create. And I've got some fun things to share with you then. Here's to wholesome.